It is my pleasure to welcome to the grill stage at this time, Aaron Levy, the CEO, founder of Box. Aaron, come on out.
Hey.
Welcome to the grill.
Thank you.
We've been wanting to do this for a couple of years. We can't, it's hard to find you. You're often on a plane.
There's a lot of planes in my job.
A lot of planes in your job?
Yes.
Well, we've been wanting to talk to you, particularly this year, because your company's all about where we keep content in the age of the cloud.
Yep.
Right? And then something happened last year that kind of scared the shit out of everybody,
right.
Which was a major studio got hacked. So I really think that has to be the context for a conversation about what your company does and sort of why it's important.
Yes. And to be clear, hacked not in the cloud.
Hacked not in the cloud. Well, they brought the whole studio to a standstill.
Right.
It wasn't just about that. They
as in the hack was in an on-premises environment, and had they been in the cloud, everything would have probably been up and running still. So basically, for many years, there's been this perception that when you move to the cloud, you're somehow losing control or sort of shifting the control from your environment to this black box environment that Amazon runs or Google runs or Box runs.
From like a room where you lock the key
right.
and the servers are all
exactly
good. Yes.
And that was the perception, is I'm somehow moving this stuff that I used to control now to this other environment. And it just turns out that I think actually your analogy of like locking the key with my servers is actually perfect, because it turns out that locking a key with servers doesn't actually protect you from hackers. And so a lot of people thought that they had control over their information because it was inside of their corporate environment. And that made people sort of worried about moving to the cloud. But in the cloud, what we've done and what Salesforce has done, what Workday has done, what Google has done, is we've architected our technology to have security at the sort of core of what we do. And that just means that you're getting a very different kind of technology when you put your information in these types of platforms that gives you way better control of your data, way better analytics, way better visibility into what's happening. And so that perception of I'm moving something to an environment I don't control, it turns out is actually almost the exact opposite, because we give you more control over your data. It just happens to run on our server as opposed to your server.
If Sony had more of its work product in the cloud, it would have been protected from the hack?
Well, it all depends on how they would have architected that. But the main underlying problem of how that hack happened, and how Target was hacked, and how Anthem was hacked, and how the Office of Personnel Management and the government was hacked was legacy IT environments, and just how difficult it is to actually secure all of the data in these legacy environments. And so if you upgrade your infrastructure and your architecture to a more modern IT model, it gives you a lot better control over your data. And for things like where everything had to go offline because there were hackers in the network, that kind of stuff the sort of fault tolerance and the availability of the systems would have been a bit different if some of that was in the cloud. Now, of course, they would have had to work with the right kind of cloud vendors, but it would have been a more modern IT model.